Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about quickly how the Navy has changed Simon. I'm sure you've noticed that the military has had some sort of effect on your significant other, whether positive, negative, what have you. So I just thought I'd talk about the things I've noticed that Simon has changed since being in the Navy. The first thing I noticed right after boot camp was that he was much more clean, not hygienically speaking, but he folded his clothing, whether it be his uniforms, which he had to fold, but he folded all his clothing, which he never did before. It was like pulling teeth getting him to fold things or clean things up. So he was sorry. So he was a lot more clean and neat when it came to that. He's also been a lot more responsible, not only morally, but since he's basically been living on his own, he's had to learn how to fend for himself. He's had to learn to what he needs and what he doesn't need, so he's been a lot more responsible in that sense. Going along with that, however, though, a struggle he's had is money. He, of course, they get paid twice a month, whatever. Uh, he has a problem saving his money because he has never been in a situation where he's had that much money in his possession at one time. So for him, it was kind of like, oh, I have this money, let me go spend it without any consequences. Now, however, he's realizing that his actions do have consequences and that he's kind of dug himself a little hole from spending so recklessly, I would say. So that's something that the military has had a good and bad effect, because bad because he was spending money like crazy, but good because it's taught him how to handle his money and made him realize that um, he needs to have his priorities straight when it comes to spending money and the things he's spending money on and la 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 la. Another thing I've noticed is since being in the Navy, he's become more respectful. Um, Not to me, he's always been respectful to me, and he's always just been, I think, a very respectful person in general. But um, since being in the Navy, he's more respectful of other people and their feelings, and he opens doors for people, and he pulls people's chairs out. Like, I don't know, he was always very uh, polite and whatnot, but he never really went out of his way like that. And now that's something he does all the time. So that was kind of like shocking the first time we were out and he just opened a door for someone that wasn't me, or I don't know. It's just little things like that. He's also been more appreciative of our relationship. Previous to him leaving for boot camp last July, we'd have been together for a year and a half. So I think at that time he was kind of just like used to our relationship. Like, we were fine, but after a while, things just become complacent. Um, so when he left and like came back, and ever since then he he's realized that he does need to keep putting effort into the relationship, just as I do. I'm not saying it's all on him, but I've noticed since joining the Navy, he has been more conscious of our relationship and more loving and more appreciative of the time that we do get to spend together. Um, One other thing that I've noticed that the Navy has had an effect on is his mood. He works very hard at his job, and for the most part, he likes it, but it does take a lot out of him. He really, sometimes he gets kind of almost depressed, where he just doesn't feel, which I'm sure a lot of your significant others feel the same way. He just doesn't feel appreciated for his work, which it's hard. The military is a big thing. Like, it's not about every individual, but he does get depressed. He right now, I mean, he'll go back and forth. Like, I know he hated A school. He just hated it. And when he got down to Virginia, he was really liking it for the first month or so. But now he's kind of just in one of those moods where he hates his job. He hates blah blah blah. Hates his life. Blah 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 blah. And I don't know. It's made him a little bit more irritable, I would say. Um, Grumpy, cranky. He's normally a really happy-go-lucky person, and It's just hard to see, I guess, the negative effects that the Navy's had on him. I mean, like I said, there have been plenty of positive effects, but I know it's really hard on him sometimes being away and just that's the hard part for me to see. It's just like his mood changes like that, and he just sometimes says he doesn't enjoy it, and it's hard because you want the person you love to be happy all the time, and sometimes it's hard because you can't fix that. So those are just some of the few things I've noticed have changed about him since joining the Navy. If you guys would like to share some of the things that have changed with your significant other, be more than happy to hear from you guys if you just want to message us. So, thanks for watching. Bye.